Today's numeracy lesson is on multiplication methods. We will be looking at repeated addition, grouping, doubling, and the expanded column method. Throughout this lesson, I will have some activities for you to do, so you will need a whiteboard and a pen or pencil and paper. So we're going to begin with repeated addition, which is our most simple method of multiplication. Now we tend to use this method with quite small numbers and at the start of learning multiplication as we get used to the concept of it. So we know multiplication means that things are getting bigger. So if we had the sum 2 times 6, then that is the same as 6 plus 6. The number is getting bigger. If we had 3 times 4, how would we write that as an addition sum? We would be doing 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. And if I show you that with counters, just so you can see it getting bigger, we have 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. So that shows how we can just add the number, the amount of times it's being multiplied by, to get us the answer. So in this case, 3 plus 3 is 6, add another 3 is 9, add another 3 is 12. So we can find out the answer is 12 through repeated addition. Can you solve these ones using repeated addition? Let's do 4 times 4, 3 times 5, and 6 times 3. Pause this video now and work them out using repeated addition. So we can work out the answer to the first one by adding 4 times. 4 add 4 equals 8, add another 4 is 12, add another 4 is 16. We can answer 3 times 5 by adding 3 5 times. 3 plus 3 is 6, add another 3 is 9, add another 3 is 12, add another 3 is 15. We can work out 6 times 3 by adding 6 3 times. 6 plus 6 is 12, add 6 is 18. Now, if you find this tricky, please use things to count with. You can use pasta, you can use counters if you have them, you can use little pom-poms if you have them, just whatever makes it easy to count so that you can visually see. So if I showed you the 4 times 4 one, we can see they're in rows of 4, columns of 4. So this is a column. And we actually need 4 rows as well. Okay, so that is like doing 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Please use that to help you if you are struggling. So that was repeated addition. So the next strategy I'm going over is grouping. Now grouping helps us put multiplication into a real life context, which makes numeracy a lot easier when we do that. So here's a question 3 times 4. Let's say I needed I was doing a PE task and I needed 3 groups of 4. Here are my 3 groups. So in each group I need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 in that group, 1, 2, 3, 4 in that group, 1, 2, 3, 4 in that group. So there we can visually see 3 times 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we know the answer is 12. Now for some of you this might be too easy and you know your times tables, so you would have got that without doing anything. But if you're still getting your head around your times tables, this is a really, really useful strategy. So can you solve these two multiplication sums using grouping? Think about it as 4 groups of 6, 8 groups of 3, and that will help you. Now, if you feel so far, Miss Taylor, that's been far too easy, I knew those times tables anyway. The next two strategies are step up. So challenge yourself to use them. So this strategy is doubling. Now, when we double something, it multiplies in size by 2. So for example, if we double 2, then we end up with 4. So that would be everything in 2 times table is doubling. 2 times 2. 2 lots of 2, 4. It's doubled. Now, if we know 2 times 2 equals 4, then to find out 4 times 2, we just need to double this answer. So we double what we've already got. I'm going to turn it around actually. So 2 times 2 is 4. And if we double that answer, we can get 4 times 2, which is 8. Now again, that might be a bit too simple for you. So let me show you how doubling can get you a lot of answers. Sorry, I promised I would get a new whiteboard pen. I'm actually going to the shops after this to go and get one, because my writing is getting pretty bad, but I'm sure you can make it the numbers. 8 times 7. Well, we can work this out using doubling, and I'm going to tell you how. If you already know your 2 times table, or maybe even your 4 times table, then start from there. So let's say you don't know your 4 times table, but you know your 2 times table. Well, if you know 2 times 7 equals 14, then to work out 4 times 7, all you have to do is double this answer. So double 14, well double 10, double 10 is 20, double 4 is 8. So 4 times 7 is 28. To get 8 times 7, we can double this answer, because double 4 is 8. So if we double this answer, then we're going to get 8 times 7. So double 28, which will give 8 times 7. So double 20 is 40, double 8 is 16. 40 add 16 is 56. So there we've got our answer from doubling each one starting at 2. Now you already knew 2 times 7 is 14, so having that prior knowledge and understanding the concept of doubling helped you get to 4 times 7, then 8 times 7. So it's really useful if you understand the concept of doubling and you have prior knowledge of your times tables, because it can help you solve the others. Let me show you a harder one. So let's say you wanted to know 6 times 7. Oh, come on. 6. It's a funny looking 6. 6 times 7. Okay? And you think, oh gosh, I don't know my 7 times table. Well, let's see if you know half of that answer. Half of 6 is 3. So if you know your 3 times table, and you know that 3 times 7 equals 21, then to get our answer for 6 times 7, if we double 3, we get 6. So if we double this answer, we'll get 6 times 7. So 6 times 7 is double 21. Double 20 is 40. Double 1 is 2. So 6 times 7 equals 42. Now we could take that a step further, because what is double 6? It's 12. So if we wanted to find out 12 times 7, we can double our answer to 6 times 7 and we'll get the answer. Double 40 is 80. Oh, I don't think I'm going to make it to the end of this lesson with this pen. 80. And double 2 is 4. So we solved that because we knew that if we double 3 times 7, it will get us 6 times 7, because double 3 equals 6. So if we double this whole answer, we'll get 6 times 7. We could then take that a step further, because we knew if we double 6, we get 12, which gives us 12 times 7, double 42 gets us 84. So that is a concept that you can use. You could do it again if you really want to do 24 times 7. Then you would double 84. Double 80 is 160. Double 4 is 8. So I didn't know that off the top of my head, but from doubling, I could solve that. So only use doubling if you fully understand that concept and you have a reasonable prior knowledge of your times tables. Okay, our last method is the expanded column method. Now we know the column method from adding and subtracting, and this method is very similar to the left to right method. It's pretty much the same concept. I just didn't want to call it that because I don't want to confuse you. So we use this method mainly for numbers out with the times tables. Once you've learned your 12 times table, you can then use this method to find out the answers to bigger numbers. So let's say, for example, we had 35 times 3. This is how I'm going to lay it out. Okay? So the first thing we need to do is do 30. Remember, this is our tens and our ones, so that's not 3, that is 30. We need to do 30 times 3. Now we know that 3 times 3 is 9, and therefore 30 times 3 is going to be 10 times that amount, so it's 90. Our second step is going to be 5 times 3. So 5 times 3 equals 15. So the last step, I'm sure you guessed it, we're going to add these two together. So 90 add 15 equals 105. So you'll notice to work that out, I had to know my 3 times table, because I'm still having to multiply 5 times 3 and 3 times 3, but 10 times that amount, because it's 30 times 3. So you could still use repeated addition within that if you needed to, but that is how we would solve it, doing 3 steps, first multiplying the tens by 3, then the ones by 3. Let me show you another one. So for this one, we're going to have to know our 4 times table. So the first step is 50 times 4. So that's 50, add 50 is 100, add another 50 is 150, add another 50 is 200. So 50 times 4 equals 200. Now remember, if you knew that 5 times 4 was 20, then it's 10 times that amount, because it's 50 times 4. So the shortcut way is to add a 0 at the end, but you need to understand that's because it's moving a place value, okay? I'm going to do a lesson on timesing by 10 and 100 later this week. Then the next step is 6 times 4. So 6 times 4 is 24. So our last step is to add, to add 224, which equals 224. Why not try this one and give it a go yourself? Pause this video now. So to work this out, we do 20 times 5, so 20 times 5 equals 100. Then 5 times 5 equals 25. We then add those together. 100 add 100. Add 25 equals 125. Now in the next part, I'm going to show you how to do a shortcut of that. So I hope you enjoyed that and found it useful. As I said, the strategies advance as they go on. So if you're still struggling with multiplication, in particular your times tables, then please use the repeated addition and the grouping. If you feel you know your 2 times and maybe your 4 times or up to your 6 times even, then use doubling to find the answer to sums that are higher than that within your table or beyond. And for bigger numbers, if you feel ready, then use that expanded column method. Now you may have used the column method before, whereby you don't write down as much. I'm going to do a lesson on that later on. I just wanted you to see exactly what you're multiplying through the expanded way. So have a go at the questions I've set, another chili challenge, so choose which level you want to do and let me know how you get on.